NTSB is an independent federal agency charged by Congress with investigating all civil aviation crashes as well as significant accidents in other modes of transportation, such as rail, marine, and of course highway. What we know about this highway crash is much of what has already been reported. This past Wednesday, just after noon, a 2007 Dodge Ram pickup truck that was northbound on US 83 crossed the center line and collided with a southbound 2004 Ford Econoline van. That van had been converted to be a passenger bus that was being operated by the First Baptist Church of New Braunfels. The bus was occupied by the driver and 13 passengers. We know that all but one of the bus occupants have died. The remaining bus occupant, as well as the driver of the pickup truck, were seriously injured. And on behalf of the NTSB, we offer our sincere condolences to the family and the loved ones of those that were involved in this tragic crash. This has been the first full day of the on-scene investigation for the NTSB. We had 2 staff arrive on scene yesterday and the rest of our team arrived today. Our investigation will be focused on transportation safety. Not just what happened here, but why and how it happened. And most importantly, what can be done to prevent future crashes and fatalities from occurring. We'll be looking at many factors in our investigation. That will include the drivers of both vehicles and any fatigue, distraction, or impairment with the drivers. We'll also be looking at the mechanical condition of, again, both vehicles, as well as the environment in which they were operating, the highway. We'll be looking at the survivability and crashworthiness of the van, which had been converted into a passenger bus. That bus was equipped with seat belts. The rear passenger seats on the bus were equipped with only lap belts, so lap-only belts. Preliminarily, at this time, it appears that most, if not all, of the bus passengers were wearing seat belts. We'll also be looking to talk to both the surviving bus passenger as well as the driver of the pickup truck as soon as they're well enough to speak with us. Again, this is the first full day of the NTSB's on-scene investigation. We have launched a multidisciplinary team here to the scene to investigate this crash. We have about 7 investigators here. These investigators have expertise in human performance, survival factors, and occupant kinematics, as well as vehicle factors and highway design. We also have our transportation disaster assistance specialist here on scene. They will be here in support of the families and the victims. I just want to emphasize before I take any questions that we will not be making any statements regarding the cause of this crash at this time. We are in the on-scene investigation phase of our investigation. We are here to gather the facts and the perishable evidence. We plan to be on scene for the better part of a week before we wrap our on-scene investigation, and most of us are based in Washington, D.C. Any future media relations news and news alerts, you guys can contact our media relations office. The phone number for that is 202-314-6100. We also put a lot of news alerts out on our Twitter feed, which is NTSB_newsroom, and on our website at ntsb.gov. And with that, I'll take a couple of questions.
A witness at the crash says that Young, the 20-year-old who was the driver of that white pickup, told him, according to the witness, that he was texting while driving. What do you know about that?
So the question is regarding the driver of the pickup truck. We're aware of many different claims, and of course, all conditions and factors related to both drivers will be part of our investigation.
Do you know anything about the status of Young's driver's license?
We are still gathering that information at this time.
Do you believe alcohol was a factor?
All conditions relating to the drivers will be a part of the investigation.
What's his condition, do you know? Is it stable, the pickup truck driver?
From what I understand, the question is the condition of the pickup truck driver. He was seriously injured, and we believe he's still in the hospital.
So we had reports that he was in stable condition, but does that mean, is he going to make it, is he in critical condition, or is he recovering, is he healing?
The question is about the condition of the driver in the hospital. That would be released either through the hospital or through the Texas Department of Public Safety. The NTSB is here, again, just on our transportation safety focused investigation. Any news or information about the condition of the survivors will be released through law enforcement and local officials.
The DPS previously identified the van as, I believe, a Ford E350.
Correct.
Is that consistent with what you described it as in Econoline?
Correct. The question is about the terminology of the make and model of the van. It is a 2004. That's the model year. It was actually built in 2003. Ford. The E stands for Econoline, and 350 is the series of it. So it also could be called a E350.
And when you said the seat belts only in the rear seats, did you mean behind the driver or only the rear row?
The question is about the seat belts on the bus. So the driver, as well as his front seat passenger, had standard 3-point seat belts. The rear occupants had lap-only belts.
So that means 12 of the 14 only had lap belts.
Correct, sir.
Could you tell if they were wearing the belts?
Yes, at this time, preliminarily, we believe that most, if not all, of the passengers on the bus were wearing their seatbelts at the time of the crash.
You talk about the importance of wearing a seatbelt. It seems in this case, still didn't say anyone. Can you talk a little bit about that?
So the question is that the importance of wearing a seatbelt. Yes, it's extremely important to wear your seatbelt. The most important thing you can do when riding in any car, bus, or van is to wear your seatbelt. It is, in fact, mostly a state law in most states to do so. That is one of the things we're certainly going to be looking at in this investigation, is the survivability and the damage to both the vehicle and to the occupants.
Do you know if either of them hit the brakes or skidded yet?
That is, the question is about the deceleration or braking of either vehicle. That will be something that we'll be looking at as part of our investigation.
The van was converted into the passenger bus. Is that something that is common that we see, or is that something that is something out of the ordinary where you have a van converted into a bus?
Yeah, so the question is about the van and the conversion into a bus. It actually is quite common. It was originally manufactured as what they call a cutaway, second stage manufacturing. So it's a van with no body on it. And then a second stage manufacturer places the body and all the passenger seats on it. It's a very common construction for small to mid-sized buses. Let me go ahead and take one more question.
I believe you said 2 investigators from NTSB came yesterday. What time?
I think we had investigators on scene here just before noon yesterday.
Why did it take till noon to get here?
The crash happened, I believe, Wednesday. That's fairly common response time. I know that the crash was in a little bit of a rural location, and it took typical time for our staff to deploy to the scene.
Can you explain the inner workings between the law enforcement, DPS, their role, if it differs from your
Sure,
role?
that will be my final one. Thank you. So there are 2 essential parallel investigations going on. As I mentioned, the NTSB is conducting a transportation safety-focused investigation. Our products are safety recommendations to see what can be done to prevent crashes like this from happening again in the future, and the obviously high fatality counts. The Texas Department of Public Safety is doing their own investigation related to any criminal activity.
Ma'am, one more question if I can. Amanda Leahy, that witness I was speaking about, he says that his girlfriend had a cell phone video of the actual crash. It's been widely reported so far. Do you have a copy of that video? Are you aware of its existence, and is that factoring into your investigation?
So thank you for the question. The question is about reports of a video. We are aware of that. and that will be part of our investigation. Thank you. Oh, I'm still tied.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah, don't let me walk away with all this stuff on.
Okay.
This one? Yep.
Thank you.